I came here because it's raining and here you have a roof above your head. This is a Zwingli museum. Could you go a little bit further on? You know, it's really disturbing.
Oh, sorry.
I show you a picture in a moment, you know, because we have no pictures of Zwingli. It was painted a few years after his death by a Zurich painter, Hans Asper, and it was a memory, you know. Mm-hmm. We have no other paintings, you know. He was a very modest man, and he didn't want the people to paint him. And I just want to tell you a few things about Zwingli here first of all, he was against poverty, against social injustice, against the mercenaries. You know, at that time, I already told you, Switzerland was a poor country. They had a lot of children. The first son would become the farmer, you know, and then one would become a teacher, and then they had other sons, no jobs, and what did they do? They went abroad to fight for foreign kings. And Zwingli had been there as a chaplain. In 2 battles he had to go, and he saw Kennedy, he came home and preached all the time against war. He really was a great pacifist. And we can say he was statesman, he was politician, he was a scientist, he was a banker, you know, because before Reformation, the interests were up to 50%. You know, the Jews generally had the financial affairs in their hands, and they depended on the affairs, but till 50%. And he reduced that to 5%. So we can say he also was a banker, he was a patriot, he was a pedagogue. Some people who do not like him say he was a moralist and a Puritan. But I told you how the situation was in Zurich, and there had to be a change. One of the scientists in Zurich wrote the following: in the 12 years of his work, Zwingli managed to achieve what neither city government nor other clerics before him had. He completely reformed the ethical and moral values of the city and gave it a religious character which in many guises continues to influence life today. Zurich's buildings, for example, are often severely Spartan. Zurich citizens still are reserved, and they are said to be work alcoholics. The city is often accused of being nitpickingly clean and tidy. Zwingli has turned the corrupt, decadent community of Zurich into a morally severe, hard-working population. But Zurich people haven't completely forgotten how to enjoy themselves. Proof are the many fairs and festivals and the high cultural level we have in Zurich. Another thing being very important, in the course of the time were wars around our country in between the Catholics and Protestants. I'll give you an example. In Great Britain, for instance, when Mary Tudor became the leader of the country, she persecuted the Protestants in an awful way. I can give you a few names: Richard Horne, John Pankhurst, Jewel, then Bertrand. They all, when they went back, became bishops of the Anglican Church. They had studied here in Zurich, and many of them were professors for Oxford. Then we had, for example, the Italians coming, and in Zurich we still have family names like Muraldo, Duno, Orelli, Negri, Bassano, Mainardo. You hear that they are all Italian names, but they are Zurich citizens since 16th century. Then you must know that in France, 1572, 20,000 Huguenots were killed. You know, as long as King Henry IV was King of France, they had equal rights. And then Louis XIV became King of France. And he started to persecute the Protestants again, and they came here. And we are very grateful to them, you know, because they brought the watch industry and the silk industry. Very important for Zurich. Yeah. The enemies also during Reformation were the Turks. And yeah. Unfortunately, the Jews, but not as bad as it was in Germany, because Luther really persecuted the Jews. And here, they didn't like them as friends, but they were not. Yeah.
Should we go to the Grossmeister?
No, I wanted to show the portrait of Zwingli. Huh?
Oh, okay.
That you have
Can I
seen.
ask a question?
Yeah.